Hello, everybody on Facebook. Welcome. The topic of today's Facebook Live is about working two dogs at once. This is not something that is easy to do. It requires a lot of practice and a lot of patience. And I specifically did not get all dressed up for this because in real life, I'd probably wear my PJ bottoms and a t-shirt to do this because I want to be comfortable starting out working both dogs. I have some tips for you before we even get started. So you'll see our toy fox terriers are kind of hovering or kind of going around like little sharks waiting to see what's going to happen here in a moment. So they're going to be excited to show you maybe what to do and what not to do. So hope you guys are having a great day. The sun is out today. You can't go wrong with that. So my first tip for you is to make sure that your first dog, if you ideally could get one dog at a time, I learned this the hard way, but that you have one dog who's solid on a lot of behaviors like getting on a platform, stays, sits, impulse control. That's really the easiest thing. But most of you probably already have multiple dogs and maybe they don't have a lot of training, or they do, but not with another dog. For Norby, it was a little bit easier because Curly was already trained. Not that he's great waiting his turn, but at least he was, and I don't know what's going to happen in the background, guys. Just going to try to focus. Dogs being dogs. But what you want to make sure of is that your dog can do it on their own, and then could they do it with another trained dog? If you have another trained dog, like I did at the time with Norby and Curly, that's ideal. If you can't, at least get the one dog as close to ready as you can, and maybe have a friend bring their dog over. You would not want to do this without a lot of management and restrictions if the dog has any kind of resource guarding against other dogs or people, or any kind of aggression that might be elicited in this setup. So safety first. My tip for you, number 2, is to set up an environment that's comfortable. I'm in comfy clothing today. My environment is comfortable, and I also have a platform set up. You could use a platform. You could use a couch or a chair, an ottoman. You could use a crate. Just use something that defines a location for the dog who's not working. So I found this cute little cot over at TJ Maxx. Great place to shop, right, for all those dog goods. If you guys shop for dog goods at like TJ Maxx and Home Goods and Marshalls, give this a thumbs up because you can find a ton of good stuff at a very reasonable price. So I got that, and I've been using that because Norby actually knows how to go to a spot and to stay there, some platform work. Pants, on the other hand, he is still a rookie at it, so it's nice because he can hop on it and it gives him definition. If it was too much for me or too much for the dogs, I would just strictly go to a crate. You could even use a gate. So having a gate locked into a door, one dog on one side, one dog on the other, and whoever's with you is the one who's working. And then the other one can just get rewarded for being on the other side of the gate. Tip number 3, make sure that you practice this in really small increments. You don't want to frustrate the dogs, and honestly, I promise you it's going to take a lot of patience to do this. So do what you can handle. What I tend to do is grab some treats. I don't count them out, but I just do a little handful. And once I'm done with that handful, we have like a little mini break. The dogs are going to take turns being the waiting dog. The waiting dog honestly gets paid better because they're doing nothing. So I want that dog to get most of the rewards, and then the dog who's working is going to be the dog getting the least amount of treats in that regard. Next tip, I believe this is tip number 4, we want to make sure that when we start out, we're not asking the dogs to do anything super complicated or new. Just work on skills they already know. So you have the dog that's waiting, which will be over here on the cot, and then you have the dog that's working. We're not teaching them anything new at this point. We need to make sure they're solid on just being together when working, and that the one dog knows how to just hang out and not be really too engaged with the dog that's working. You're also going to stay very close to the non-working dog, and then over time, you're going to move further away from them. So basically, that's his magic carpet. I'm going to just keep going back and rewarding him for staying on the cot. All right, as we go about this little demo here and training, I would also recommend probably having your dogs a little bit exercise before you do this. Just a casual walk is fine, or maybe playing some nose work games, just so that you're not starting with a super energetic dog. These guys have been playing outside and being crazy because it's nice out and bringing the outside in, unfortunately. So I have some cleaning up to do, but they're a little less wound up than if I just popped them out of a crate or I just gotten home. So as I go about doing this, I want you guys to post in the comments down below, how many dogs do you have, and is this something that you've set for a goal? It's definitely a goal for me in the long term. I keep putting it off, but I think you guys will keep me on task, and it's something I really want. I want to be able to work both dogs at the same time. I don't want to have to like shut myself behind a door and work one dog at a time for things that are like manners and tricks. Plus, it's just fun to have a good challenge, right? Okay, so let me get my treats. So I've got some turkey treats, which these guys are excited about. I've used cheese. Sometimes it's just too exciting if your dog's really food motivated. Good job. And Panzer can get a little snarky about food. Not that Norby can't, but I got to be careful. All right, so we're moving. We're moving to the location here. I know, it's super exciting. So I'm going to see who volunteers to get up, which is typically Norby. Oh, good job. You both got on it. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'll try to holler across the room. Good job. All right. So Panzer's losing his mind already, which means I've got to just calm myself down. And I'm going to work on some impulse control with him. The moment he removes his attention from my hand, he acts like he's, yes, good. Let him think a little bit. Good boy, Norby. And Norby's not going to get as many treats because he's actually good at the waiting part. As you can, yes, you can imagine the other one isn't. Good job. Yes, good. So I'm just waiting till he just doesn't claw me or try to nibble the food. Okay, and then I tell him when they're done. That was literally a little session, right? Norby got his snacks for being there, and I honestly don't care what he's doing on here. I just want him on here. So I don't care if he's doing the same behaviors I ask of the other dog. I just hang out, just be here. So let's do another round and swap dogs. Okay, Norby, you can get up. Whoops, Norby, you're gonna knock the camera down. Be careful. Yay, good job, Norby. Norby got on the chair where the camera was. All right, so now we're gonna swap dogs, which is a little harder because of the dogs. All right, so Panzer's gonna get snacks. Sit, good. And Norby, I can work. Spin. Norby, spin. Good. So Panzer's just getting treats, and you can see I'm right next to both of them at the same time. So Panzer's just supposed to, he is really worked up today. Norby, sit. Sit, good. Reverse, good. Easy, Panzer. Down, good. Nice. Okay, good job. So you can tell one has way more experience than the other. I know, good job. And then I'll just take a break because Norby's doing great, but Panzer is super excited. So for him, found something. For him, I'm probably going to work on more impulse control on his own, so that way it's a little easier when I bring them together. But all I want you guys to do is either set up a crate to keep them contained. Sometimes that's the easiest. And then you're just going to drop treats or kibble into the crate for the dog hanging out. We don't want to reward crazy, which Panzer was kind of getting rewarded for some crazy there. Because whatever we reinforce is going to continue. And we don't want to continue craziness. We want them to be calm. So I want Panzer to learn how to be a little calmer when it's not his turn, as well as his turn. And you can just sit in a chair, one dog out of the crate, one dog in the crate, and just reward both of them for doing nothing really. And then maybe ask the dog outside of the kennel to do something like sit down, whatever. Thank you, Norby. And slowly progress to more and more. So what questions do you have about working two dogs at once? This is just the starter phase, and hopefully I can continue to share updates with you as these boys get better at it. We might do one more round before we log off. They're kind of chilling out. Norby's really thinking about how to get rewarded. Hey Nancy, thanks for watching. For some reason it gave me a special alert you were on, so that's always great. Let's see, can I see who else is on? Nope, I can't. Well, definitely post in the comments down below any questions you have. Isn't it great living with multiple dogs? You get a free show all the time. We're doing our wrestling. And the one making the noise, if you can hear it, is Panzer. Most people probably would think Norby rules the roost when it comes to play, but no. Panzer is the beast when it comes to play. He is very vocal and pushy, and will even hold Norby down sometimes when he's getting real crazy. I know. Do you guys want to try one more time before we let the audience go? They're too into themselves, but we're going to do it. All right, a few more treats. We're getting low on our treats. We've got another order of treats coming in. So I just have, I'm just going to, whoop, excuse you, rudeness. I just have a few little treats. I know, it's super exciting. Let's actually try to get Panzer back onto the platform here. Panzer, good. Good. Just have a moment. Spin, spin. So I only have one treat in my right hand where Norby is. Good boy, Norby. Panzer's being a little pushy thing. Good boy. So I moved my treats for a moment. Maybe that helps him. Good boy, Norby. Good. And I could even have some separate time with Panzer, just putting time into him being on this platform, yes, without his brother there, right? So I should build that up a little bit more in him. Good boy, Norby. Good boy. I know it's hard. And then I would just build up more time that Panzer could hang on this by himself without Big Brother here, right? Right? Okay, all done. Very good job. It's a lot for these guys. So Norby's 2, and I've been working on him. Good boy, Norby. Working on him since we got him. And then Panzer just is 1, and he hasn't had as much training time. He's daddy's boy, so he gets to hang out with his dad a lot and doesn't do a lot of training. Thankfully, he's been kind of easy to train, but we need to work on it a little bit more. So thanks for tuning in. Feel free to share this video with anyone else who would benefit from starting to work multiple dogs. This is not easy. Be patient. And the other topic we were going to discuss potentially was muzzle training. So maybe tomorrow or sometime next week, I will offer a live video on starting muzzle training. It's another thing that I personally want to work on. I want my dogs to feel comfortable in a muzzle so that if they ever needed it for some reason, whether it's pain or maybe interacting with another dog, something, I want to make sure that they are feeling good about wearing a muzzle. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye.